They told you education is the key. They said, go to school. But why are so many graduates purposeless and jobless? On EduShift, we spot the cracks. We challenge the educational system. Torn between science, arts, and commerce, we bring clarity and answers to your questions, and we light up the path for a generation ready to stand out. Come enjoy discussions with educators, employers, and counselors. Let us fix this problem of career misalignment and help you discover yourself. EduShift, only on Global TV.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of EduShift, where we help you shift towards an education that aligned with purpose. I am your host, Priscilla Obasi. Today, we're getting real about success, because that is the ultimate goal, you know? So, want to talk about real results, want to be real about the kind of intelligence that actually helps you thrive in life. Today's episode is titled Book Smart versus People Smart. That is IQ versus EQ. Which one wins in real life? Now, we all know someone who was the brightest in class but hasn't figured out life. And then there's that average student who is now leading, earning, and inspiring. So, what gives? Is emotional intelligence, knowing how to handle people, pressure, and pain, now more important than solving equations or craft facts? Let's go into it. With me in the studio is one who has spent years working with students, schools, and the system, an educational consultant, a counselor with deep insight on what makes people truly succeed in and out of school. Welcome, my guest, Philip Osita Ekine. You're welcome, Philip.
Thank you very much. Always a pleasure to be here.
Okay, I'm sure this topic is not new to you. So let's start with the very first question. In your opinion, is our educational system obsessed with IQ? And if so, has it failed us in real life?
Very interesting. IQ, it's an important aspect when it has to do with the education of a child.
Okay, let's start by defining IQ and EQ for those that do not know.
Very good. So IQ refers to intelligent quotient. That's the ability of a child or someone to read, write, solve questions, those difficult equations, the X, the Y, and be able to think critically and logically as well. That's IQ.
Okay.
Yes. So those things that has to do with your academics, how well you're able to, navigate the academic setting.
Okay, EQ.
Why EQ is emotional intelligence. That is what makes you to be a people person, the ability to relate, communicate, empathize with people, and feel pain, show pain, and all of that. Yeah, emotional intelligence.
Okay, so is our educational system obsessed with IQ? And if so, has it actually failed us in real life? Does IQ win? Sorry, does EQ win in life, or is it IQ?
Very, very important question. There's been a research that someone who has a higher EQ will be more successful than someone with a high IQ.
Okay.
So in this present dispensation, this present world that we're in, emotional intelligence is really important. That's what makes or mars someone, not the intelligence. Intelligence quotient is important. It is good, but the emotional quotient is what makes you successful, because the world is now a global village, and man does not exist by himself. So you need to collaborate with people. You need to team with people in order for you to succeed in the real life as it is now.
So why do we preach? Do you think we preach IQ more in schools than EQ?
That is changing. I don't want to say it has changed. It is changing.
Has it been in existence?
Before now, no. In our time when we went to primary, secondary, and even universities, it was more of academic, more of IQ. People didn't pay attention to EQ. It was not something that was brought to the front. Okay, and now because if I mean we know some of our classmates, those that were perceived to be intelligent, speaking in terms of academics, very intelligent. In the real life, some of them are not as successful as we thought that they were going to be. Because I mean, you see them getting 7 A, 6, you're like, I mean, this guy is too good. I mean, even people who are pursuing professional careers like in medicine, law, and engineering, because when they were in school, what they did was they focused on just the academics, and they refused or they didn't build that emotional side of them. And then they now get into the real world. Yes, you finished school, you graduated, you've gotten the job, but they're now finding it difficult keeping the job, staying at the job, because they realize that it requires much more than your
Okay.
academic prowess to succeed in real life.
So are you saying that our system, that's the Nigerian educational system, does not reward IQ?
The
Because
educational system
doesn't reward IQ.
rewards IQ.
Yes, the system, the Nigerian labor
Okay, the
market
Nigerian labor market
and
now.
everything, does it reward IQ or EQ?
It does. It does. But what we're saying is how long, because what the IQ does is that it gets you into the job, but it doesn't keep you, or it doesn't, take you beyond a certain level. So you find those that probably left with first class, very good results, they are employed, they get into the workspace. But when it comes to career growth, they get to a certain level and then they can't grow beyond that level. So they are left at a place where it is just the technical aspect of the job that they are left to grow with or to move with. So they don't get beyond a certain level of leadership. They just end at a particular level.
So where is the balance between IQ and EQ?
Everything in life requires balance. Everything in life, because too much of everything is not good, and also too little of of anything is also not good. So there has to be a balance. Now the balance is in the fact that while you're pursuing that academic excellence, you should also put in that much interest and finesse in building your emotional intellect. So while you're reading, you're trying to pass your exams, you're trying to grasp what the teacher or the lecturer is saying, you should also be building partnership, collaboration, knowing how to work with people, understanding people, and then knowing how to get the best of every situation where it's a win-win situation. So it's not it's either I come first or nothing. I mean, it's just I have to come first. I have to get the best.
Okay, so I've heard sayings like examination is not a true test of knowledge. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes.
Why?
Why? Because
your lecturer or your teacher teaches you a thing and assumes that you have understood, and then they test you with examination. If you have paid attention, you will test your knowledge. You will practically prove that I know this. So why is examination not the true test?
now when you say test, the test is only theoretical. It's not practical. So what people do, they go into, because that is what the system has encouraged. So they get into the exam hall. They do everything possible to pass the exam. But after they pass the exam, what next? That's the question. So a lot of them, the moment they leave school, the moment they leave the exam hall, they don't even know what they wrote, what they answered. So that's not the truth. The true test is in what your ability to application, what you've learned. That's the true test of knowledge. And you find that in the real world. Because in the real world, nobody's asking you the why, the X.
But they ask you, lecturers are part of the real world. They ask you the why, the X in the classroom.
So
It's part of the real world.
in the real world, they set you up with real life examples, real life scenarios. How are you going to be able to navigate those situations when they come? And then issues of loyalty, honesty, integrity come into play. You don't do that in the exam hall. You don't see that while you're reading to pass your
A
subject.
student that does not participate in examination malpractice is an honest student.
Well, yes, that's that. To an
It's part of
extent, yes,
character development, it's part
that's
of
good.
behavioral, ethics and all of that. So a smart student is a disciplined student. A smart student is a proven disciplined student because you are able to sit down with your books and read and pass your exam. Shows that you have a good character. So I don't kind of agree with the idea of sweeping IQ away. I'm not saying we're not sweeping it right now, but I think in our today's world, with the whole saying of school na scam, we have projected those that do not embrace education or are not interested in education have failed somewhere, and we have made them leaders because of tools like social media and the rest of it. So where is that? I want this to be a program where we also enlighten young ones coming up to know the place of education and the place of IQ, knowing that both are important and not, one being not superior to another. So what would you say about?
And so that's why I said that everything requires balance. There has to be a balance between your EQ and the IQ. So you don't go all out pursuing EQ, ignoring IQ. And in the same way, you don't go all out pursuing IQ and ignoring EQ. So there needs to be a balance of the both of them. So that's why I said when you asked me a question earlier, I was trying to say that schools these days are now beginning to bring that or develop that EQ in the children. That's why they now have paired work, they have peer assessment, they have teamwork, they have team building. So they've realized that these children are not just learning, the academics as well. They need to now learn how to show empathy, how to work in a team, how to collaborate, how to you need to understand that it's not a win-lose. It can be a win-win for all of us. So you now bring in extracurricular activities, that has to do with, teamwork and all of that. So those are the things that they are beginning to do now. Even in the academics, they put children together to work, in a team to get results. So I bring my best, you bring your best, he or she brings, their best, and then we're able to
So on
um
EQ versus IQ, I don't think parents have accepted the fact, or I've come to terms with the importance of EQ. Most parents are always, trying to instill academic excellence in their children and forgetting the part of emotional intelligence. And even parents themselves are not emotionally intelligent to their children because they yell, they shout, they just explode at points where they should hold it together. So what's your advice for parents concerning the topic, emotional intelligence and emotional quotient and intellectual quotient?
it's a balance. So the parents need to understand the world that we are in right now. Um, they are only acting out what they learned or what they know from their parents. So the basic thing is to seek knowledge. That's the thing. So you're asking yourself, you're asking yourself, as a parent, I'm raising this child for the next generation. So in 10 years time from now, in 15 years time from now, what will be important in the world? And that's how the parent will model that child. You now realize that, okay, it's not just about the academics. So the parent needs to consciously begin to, you know, um, um, you know, um, build that emotional quotient of the child, begin to teach the child, empathy, consent for other people, team playing, and all that, delayed gratification, things like that. Is a conscious effort that the parent needs to begin to employ in order to get the best from their children and then raise them for the generation that they are going to. So you're not raising them for your own generation or your own, you're raising them for the generation that is to come. And that generation that is to come, oh my God, seriously.
That sounds like danger.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a big deal if we have the right tool, the right knowledge, to put these kids together. At this juncture, we'll call it a wrap. Before we go, let's join the kids for the entertainment segment. Please stay with us.
It's edutainment time on EduShift.
Welcome to Excel Universal School. My name is Faith Olusi. Keep reading EduShift.
I love EduShift.
Hey, guess just won the best speaker. That's right, me, Zainab Unstoppable. Congratulations, Zainab. You are really confident. Thanks. But hey, I saw your name on the debate list. Why did you come out? I changed my mind. I was going to speak, but when I saw the crowd, I just froze. But your speech was amazing. You made better points than half the speakers. Maybe my voice isn't strong like yours, and I don't like when people stare at me. Let me tell you something my mom always says. Your voice doesn't have to be loud to be powerful. Maybe, but how do I even start about it? You start by using your voice. You say one sentence today, two tomorrow. The more you use your voice, the stronger your voice becomes. Chidi, you deserve to be heard. Your ideas matter. You matter. Maybe I'll try next time. That's all it takes. One try. Next time, I'll stay at the front row cheering on you. Every child has a voice and every voice deserves to be heard. Thank you.
Watch EduShift on Global TV, DSTV channel 365 and StarTime channel 276.
time I tried to show you. You see? Wait, you're still too small. But I can think. I can pour my juice without a spill. I can pack my clothes. I can comb my hair. I don't always need you standing there. If I make mistakes, that's okay. It helps me learn along the way. I may not be grown, but I'm definitely not a baby.
So let me climb, let me run, let me prove that I am strong.
Okay, it was an interesting conversation with Philip Ekine Osita. I'm sure you have been inspired to, and you understand, or you've got one or two tips on how to train your kids emotionally and intelligently. Until I come your way again, stay aligned to an education that aligns with purpose. I am your host, Priscilla Obasi, and it's bye for now.
They told you education is the key. They said, go to school. But why are so many graduates purposeless and jobless? On EduShift, we spot the cracks. We challenge the educational system. Torn between science, arts, and commerce, we bring clarity and answers to your questions, and we light up the path for a generation ready to stand out. Come enjoy discussions with educators, employers, and counselors. Let us fix this problem of career misalignment and help you discover yourself. EduShift, only on Global TV.